And so we say, welcome back to our program on ABC Amba TV on our history review. I want to greet every Ambazonian and everyone that has been waiting patiently for this day to dawn so that we can get back online. And I'm so happy that today, the 20th of November, 2023, we are getting back online with our history. I had said here, and I will continue to say that history is a subject that is not treated only in one day. And because it's not treated in one day, we need to continuously make research and we need to continuously bring to the knowledge of the people of Ambazonia exactly what they're supposed to know in order to intensify and follow up with the fight that is before us. Because the fight that is before us is not a fight that we initiated. We have told Ambazonian people time and time again that we of the Ambazonian origin, having our neighbors, La Republic of Cameroon, to stay together was actually not our plan. At that time, the knowledge was a little bit very low, and sometimes when you don't know a devil, you think he is an angel, because the very good book tells us that Satan himself has transformed into an angel of light. And so our history, as some of us have known and some don't know, we want to again repeat and tell those who know that in the early 1960s, beginning from the 50s, late 50s, when the United Nations sat together and decided that African nations that were fragmented and divided in the 18th century by the Europeans, some of them came in the name of religion, and some of them came in the name of explorers, and some of them came in different names. And so when they came, they saw the riches of Africa, and of course, the ignorance of so many of them. They took advantage. And as we continue to grow, we get into a position and to a situation where you become an adult and you can reason. Now, when I talk of being an adult and can reason, I'm not just talking about the numbers that you call age, because there are so many of those numbers that when you look at them, you see stupidity, foolishness, and every kind of ignorance that is building on the people. And so, we living peacefully at that time of the early ages or dark ages, where what we call enlightenment had not yet reached out to us. We used to have our little conflicts, disputes, and other things as Africans, but in most cases, we usually settle down to settle those conferences and life continues. But then when these people came and they saw our seemingly ignorance, they decided that, okay, let's step in here and see what we can do, possibly to help these people. And that's when they came in. I mean, the Europeans. And when they came in, they now divided us into small groups. And remember, it is always very, very easy to conquer, defeat when people are not talking the same language. And so, when they are talking the same language, I want to tell you it is extremely difficult for them to be defeated. And that's what happened when the Tower of Babel that confused the languages and the plan that God had for the world to replenish the world went on, and we are where we are today because the language there was defeated and confused. But while they were still having the same language, they had plans and they were building the tower. I don't know how far the tower went. So was the case in Africa at that time, where the African people, even though with a confused language, they were really going ahead to carry out what we are now seeing as different African countries with their different plans and programs. So when these Europeans came and discovered that, well, the African man was that kind of a human that just needed a little enlightenment to pick up, they decided to hide the reality to us. What did they do? They now began a system of brainwashing. The long history is that the African community was now divided into 50s to 60 of groups. And then came the final time of, now let's call it, independence. And when this independence was approaching, the European nations that had exploited and taken the African continent for their business, and they now stood in and began to give out days and dates of their independence. I will fast forward to let you know that while this was in planning, it was recorded that Southern Cameroons, which was belonging to the British conquered territory at that time, was given a date at the time of their independence. And that time and date of independence was 1st of October 1961. Meanwhile, our neighbors who were conquered, divided, and given to France by these same Europeans arranged and agreed that their independence was going to be on the 1st of January 1960, which of course happened in 1960, 1st of January 1960. What is the biggest of surprises and puzzles that we, the Ambazonians, and other people of the world that sometimes sit in silence, that silence does not mean that they don't know what is going on. But the silence is, I don't know how to codify it. They are really, really wondering, how can a nation join another nation in order to become independent? While they have not been given the opportunity to make a choice of either joining or remaining neutral. That choice was not found. And as we read in verbal history and some point written history, a number of people who were concerned at that time, like Dak Hamajok, they made very useful statements that are happening today. Joining these people, La Republic of Cameroon and Southern Cameroons together was going to be like pushing a balloon underwater. One day, the balloon will not resist the pressure and the physics of the balloon under the water will not longer stay. And what will happen? There will be an uproar because the balloon will force itself and come upon the water, and there will be no equilibrium. And that's exactly what is happening. I want to repeat here very clearly to let the people who say they are the people of the world, especially our mentors, I call them mentors, the United Nations, the European Union. When you mentor somebody, you don't take a stone to put on that person's head so that it should not grow. No, you mentor somebody to make the person to grow. And we have, in all manners, unequivocally, be telling the powers that be, especially the powers that make up the United Nations. We know they have a club, but this club will not be able to sleep until they have accepted a membership of some of the people that they thought they were just boys not knowing anything. They will not sleep until they have listened to those boys who have now grown up and they are now men. I come in here as a historian to repeatedly say to the United Nations, to the European nations, and all the other bodies of the world that came together to make sure that peace and tranquility reigns in the world. I am here to tell you that we have come to age in southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, and we have discovered the mistake you made when you were mentoring us. And we are asking you to go back to the table, to the drawing table, and make sure that this mistake is corrected. And what was the mistake? January 1st, 1960, Cameroon Republic had its independence granted by the General Assembly of the United Nations following Resolution 1349. And I know that these are recorded in your archives. The same resolutions that you gave to different countries of African origin to become independent, though some of them are independent only in writing. But the fact that they had their independence is being broadcasted all over the world. We want to remind the United Nations that when La République du Cameroon was having their independence, Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia was not a part and parcel of it. So the narrative that is going on around the world and the narration that the Southern Cameroons was part of La République du Cameroon, called Northwest and Southwest, is not true to the records. Because on the 1st of October 1961, Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia was told that they were having their independence by joining La République du Cameroon. This brings us to two different entities and two different nations and two different people having two dates of their independence and two dates, or rather two resolutions, because resolution 1608 and resolution 1349, all of the United Nations Charter agreed by the United Nations General Assembly, does not at any way make these two resolutions to be one. So the narration that Ambazonia is breaking off and you call them separatists, we are again signing and shouting on top of our voices to tell the whole world, the young men who have just been born a few years ago, we are shouting on top of our voices to let you know that Ambazonia was never, and it's not, a part of La République du Cameroun. Anybody, anywhere who says that Ambazonia was and is a part of La République du Cameroun, please go back to history. I'm asking those who are listening to me right now, is there nobody in the whole world, at least a righteous person that is in the world, that is hearing what I'm saying here now? Is there no righteous person in the world that can stand up and tell the truth to the people of the world concerning what is going on in Ambazonia? I should think that the world today has at least some people who are of God and some people who actually are conscientious. Is there nobody, I'm asking, in the world today that has the smallest fear to make the people of the world to understand that the people of Ambazonia are not and were not together with La République du Cameroon? That is the biggest question that I'm asking. Is there nobody in the world that can still do right? Because if there's nobody in the world and in the society that can do right, then I think something is wrong. Because I would not believe that the whole world has agreed to sit in a conspiracy of silence while our people are dying. I do not want to believe that. There are some good people who are hanging out there, and it is to those good people that I'm making my appeal that, hey, there is a people that are going through very tough times in the world today as a result of a mistake, or as a result, do I really call it a mistake? You might have thought, well, United Nations, that Cameroon Republic and Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons before, coming together to form a formidable country of English and French. As I grew up to hear, the only bilingual country in Africa, they used to call it Cameroon. Your thoughts might have been good. Your plans might have been good. But, sir, I want to let you know that there was a mistake, and that mistake has caused today, November 20th, 2023, more than 50,000 souls and property not worth mentioning devastated because of that error. I said you might have been thinking good, but I want to tell the powers that be that it is very, very common for man to make a mistake, and we agree. But when you make a mistake, we also agree that it is time, and there should be time for that mistake to be corrected. And that's why the federal government of Ambazonia, with his president, Dr. Samuel Sakwe Kome, is calling on the entire organized bodies of the world to step into this particular scenario of Ambazonia and the Republic of Cameroon and put things right. United Nations, it is not me, the historian, who will come and sit down here and be teaching you how that peace cannot come through the battle and through the barrel of the gun. No, peace cannot come through the barrel of the gun. It has always, as you know, come as a result of sitting down around the table and discussing the issues. So the federal government of Ambazonia, Federal Republic of Ambazonia, is calling on the United Nations to look back into your archives, see what you did, which I said it could have been with a very good intention, but intentions have been destroyed, trampled underfoot by man. And we, the people of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, are suffering the consequences of the mistake, whoever and whatever brought up that idea. Could you please find a way, get La Republique Cameroon to come and sit down on the table? Because we all know, even the young men that are born a few years ago, when this particular fight escalated, they now know that La Republique Cameroon does not want to come to the table because they don't have anything to put on the table as a result of the war that is going on. I mean, the genocide is not really a war because Ambazonians are basically just defending themselves. La Republique now knows, and knows very well, that Ambazonia, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, that is known in the archives of the United Nations as Southern Cameroons, was not a part of La République du Cameroun during independence. Independence of La République du Cameroun on the 1st of January 1960, Ambazonia was not a part of it. I remember seeing pictures of Dr. John Foncha, the Prime Minister of the Southern Cameroons at that time, being received on a red carpet spray as he walked into La République du Cameroon to congratulate President Amadou Ahidjo, who was handpicked by La République du Cameroon, by France at that time. I must put that details there clear. He went in there to congratulate him as a leader of another nation. So what the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is asking the federated countries of the world and the United Countries of the world is to call La République du Cameroon to book 50,000 of hours and materials have been destroyed. So much such that it's so painful to talk about what has transpired. Ambazonians stepping in to defend themselves did not for any reason and at any time intend for anybody to die. No, Ambazonia did not. But you cannot defend yourself without some of these things happening. And of course, armless people with sticks and machetes, rubber guns, and other instruments, crude instruments, went out to defend themselves, and La République du Cameroon came in with their sophisticated weapons, supported by the people that, are actually out there to make sure that they kill an average Ambazonian, thinking that by killing them, they will take over what belongs to them. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen, because the creator of the heaven and the earth, distributing the earth and distributing the people to different geographical areas, is still alive. So not everybody is going to be killed in Ambazonia. A remnant will surely remain. And the remnant that remains is fighting back and will fight back. What am I saying? I'm saying that our history is very clear, and the society in which we are living in knows about this history. That 1960, January 1st, was the independence, let me call it the day that the European rule ended in La République du Cameroon, 1st of January 1960. Specifically, 1960, January 1st, was the day French rule, direct control from France, was said to have been ended in La République du Cameroon. Fast forward. 1961, 1st of October, was said to be the day and date that the British rule, British control over Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia was ended. That is what is in the archives. And I know that United Nations has this in their archives. So why the killing that is going on in Ambazonia? And the same United Nations is seemingly silent. Britain knows, Britain. Prince Charles, who is now the king, who had visited Bamenda in the 60s, when they had purportedly and sincerely handed over southern Cameroons that was under their direct rule, he knows that they handed over the instruments of our independence to La République du Cameroon on the 1st of October 1961, making it a black-on-black colonization, or making it a continuation of their colonization by change of master. We came out from the hands of the British and they imprisoned us again in the hands of La République du Cameroon, which is a proxy of France. They know that. Britain knows that they did wrong because we, the people of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, in the days of the divisions of Africa, what they call the scramble for Africa, we were under the rule of Britain. That means Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, was handed over to Britain to prepare us, mature us, and give us out to our independence. That was the mandate given by the United Nations to Britain to prepare us for this particular mandate. And when it was over, the same Britain made the greatest mistake that has killed thousands, tens of thousands of Ambazonia. And the same Britain is alive. And the very person who was young at that time is sitting there as a king. I'm sure this cry of the people of Ambazonia has entered the ears of this very young, who is now a father. The young man who visited Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, gave a generator in Bamenda when they took over the German fort that is in Bamenda, that was housing the administration of Southern Cameroons in that part of the country. Britain knows, and I do not know whether they are still very conscious of the evil and the wickedness they have perpetrated on the people of Ambazonia. If you have forgotten or you don't know, Britain, I want to remind you that Ambazonia, a country that was under your protectorate, handed over by the United Nations to prepare it for her independence, has been under siege for more than 60 years because of a mistake that you made. It could be that the mistake you made, you thought you were doing us good, and we agree with you. But now, as we have come to age, we have realized and recognized that your goodness was not good enough, and we need a change. I shall be coming back to let the people of Ambazonia and the people of the world know that the situation that's going on in Ambazonia is orchestrated by some of the beneficiaries. I shall be coming back to let you know. But before I come back to let you know, I just want to point out, look at the different countries. Let me come back. My brother is saying, historian, can I remind all the listeners that we have a father, and that this father is God Almighty and that He takes care. Okay, brother, before I come back to tell the people that are presently actually watching at what is going on with us now, let me allow you this brief moment to come in and then tell the Ambazonian people what you want to tell the Ambazonian people in that wonderful God-given word.
Papa, now you love me so, and you know my name. I give you glory. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh daddy, yeah. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the below. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yeah. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yelele, 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 yelele. Yeah, yeah. Jesus, your love, now oh. My master, your kindness, now wonder oh. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. Jesus, you said I be a picking, no. Jesus, you said your love go cover me. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I look around, now you are the pillow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, brother. I am always very pleased that with all that is going on, you always find time to join me in the studios to let the people of Ambazonia know that, we have a father that knows our name. Before our brother came in with that piece of encouragement to the people of Ambazonia, I want to let Ambazonians know that our history of resistance can never be forgotten. We discovered that La République du Cameroon has a terrible weakness. And this weakness, they have tried to impose it and impact it on Ambazonia, but Ambazonia has resisted and will continue to resist. The Frenchman knows that when you push an Ambazonian to the wall and he says no, he stands no for his word. Now, there are so many Ambazonians that La République du Cameroon has tried and is trying right now as I'm talking to make sure that that weakness of starting something and dropping it by the wayside should come over to Ambazonia, but we will resist to the end. La République has made a lot of rules and laws and everything, and they have not lasted. And they think that they can bring it over to Ambazonia. But let me tell you, it will not work. The ghost town that is a symbol of our Ambazonian history and resistance will not be drowned. And so I have gotten cries from home front pleading and telling the interim government because all the other groups that have been used by La Republic to fragment our interim government are sitting in complacency and in a conspiracy to make sure that what we have started should stop without it coming to its proper end. And that has not been the spirit of Ambazonia. So Ghost Town will remain. And the interim government has heard the cry of the people at home front. Very soon I'm going to open the lines and I'll allow you to tell us what is happening, especially you who is at home front. But before I do that, I was telling you that the people of the United Nations thought that Ambazonia was going to be with La République du Cameroon as Russia in those days, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic was the landmark of Russia. But when they came to age, different countries that made up the Soviet Union decided to go back to their ethnic groups and went back to their nations. We have countries like Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Estonia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, and many of these nations, they were part and parcel of the Soviet Union, USSR. And they went back home, and they are now countries of their own. This is Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, that did not even agree, like these other nations, agreed to form one bomb with Russia. We did not even agree. It was forced down on us. And now we came out to say, no, we don't agree. And France will back up La République du Cameroon to kill us and take our land. And Britain, that was supposed to be our mentor, is sitting in silence. I do not want to call it wickedness. I do not know what Britain and France contracted using Ambazonia as their slaves. But as a historian, we have heard verbal history, which I shall be saying it as we continue to listen to our history, because this is not normal. Why should these European nations, some of them, if you put 10 of them together, they are not up to Ambazonia, yet they are called countries, and yet they have their seats and their names in the United Nations. But here we come, Ambazonia, still put under this bondage, and La République being the new master that took over from Britain. It is unfair. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our telephone lines are open. As you can see, please, you can just go now. If you have a contribution, I have something to tell the Ambazonian people, please, you have the line. Come in and bring your contribution, because your contribution is very, very important. Our telephone lines are open, +5511 977 934 006. So if you call, that's the WhatsApp for our historian. If you call on that number, you will be right online. We get the first caller coming in. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm back again.
Good evening.
I called the other time, I was talking about the ghost town because the intimidation is too much. And the people are almost giving up.
Go ahead.
So last week,
can you reduce
in
the
many
volume
countries,
of your, sorry, sir, can you reduce the volume of your set, your television, or whatever you are using? Is echoing here. So
the
much.
interim government should do something very fast. We should our Amazona, some Amazona are more dangerous than the La Republic. They are more of our enemies than the La Republic. So the interim government should take this serious. Those who are enabling these people to worry our people. Then that message is clear. Then question of Britain. Britain did that intentionally, not mistake. They did it intentionally because even the United Nations, the La Republic, didn't accept it. They were afraid. But Britain supposed push it over that we should go. But what I'm telling Britain is that God gave them power not to maltreat people. The blood of Amazonians, innocent Amazonians, shall flow over the British people because it's wickedness. And the Komando, the United Nations does not protect the United Nations persecute because they said we should have our independence by joining. But did we join?
No.
Did we join? We didn't. There is no talking in UN that we are one country. Why are they looking at this matter as an internal matter? They made the mistake is for them to tell these people to remove the administration. How are they forcing us? The killing in Amazona is United Nations and Britain. Because today, whether you like it or not, that is the truth. The La Republic will never come to say they will sit down. They are afraid today. They cannot say it because I've made a mistake. They are just waiting for any power that will tell them to go. They will go out. They will go out. The complicity of these people, even the big nation that voted for our independence, they're not saying anything. So it's poor, it's bad. And I want to say, the other they are listening to Amazonia, they were talking that they are looking at big countries or did more look for big countries. No, I think that as a hunter, when you are going out, you are going to hunt. Let's say before you leave, I say you are going to kill a buffalo. Then when you are going out, when you meet a porcupine, you not kill it, Komando.
You kill it, of course.
You not kill it.
You kill it. You kill
yes.
it. You kill
now,
it.
when they're talking of only looking at the big country, and that big country should be US, then we should wait until the Republican take over. But with the Democrats, it's a lie. We should meet the countries that voted for our independence. They too will help to make noise. While we are looking for the big one, we meet those smaller countries that voted for our independence. When they talk, they say if we don't meet big countries in the Security Council, they will veto it now. Some of these big countries in the Security Council voted for our independence. They are voting, they would veto it that we are not independent. Did we join? We didn't join. Plebiscite was never unification. Plebiscite was declaration of intent, and we intended to, but we didn't. So I think I'm praying that our government should stretch her hand far for us to succeed because the Ambazonians, some Ambazonians are more wicked to us than our enemies.
Okay. So
the United Nations should not hope on the United Nations so much. Let me meet those countries. For instance, if we meet Mali, she too can convince the other countries. That again, then they start making noise. That would help to stop off some of this killing. We should not only be depending on the big countries. I'm not saying that we should not meet the big countries, but while we're waiting for the big countries, we meet those smaller countries that can convince other countries to talk on our behalf.
Okay.
I think if you meet Mali that voted for our independence, Mali can talk to Guinea, can talk to the other country.
Okay.
That will change the story.
All right. Thank you.
I think that our people they should know that like I listened to that barrister also said our people made a mistake, they would have walked out of Fumban. Before Fumban, that damage has been done, sir. I beg they should understand that our fathers were intelligent. Very intelligent. The killing today would have started if they did what you were expecting. If they started, because that's hope I heard that the whole place was neutralized by French armies when they were in Fumban. So thank you, sir. I pray. I'm happy that you are back because it has been long. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm back and I'm back to stay. By the grace of God, we will be repeating and talking about history every now and then. Fellow Ambazonians, you have heard this is one of our brothers, a real Ambazonian, facing the bullets and speaking to us from home front. Now, I just made a statement. I have a few more minutes. I just made a statement that Ambazonia is a country that when they take a decision, they don't give up on the way. But we have interacted with La Republique de Cameroon. La Republique de Cameroon will get up today and say they are putting this as a law. After 2 weeks, it is scrapped off. They will tell you they are going to do this. After 1 month, it is scrapped off. It is forgotten. And everybody does what he wants to do. It was never so with Ambazonia, and it will not be. Now, I want to assure the people at home front that the interim government has heard what La Republique infiltrators and administrators who are not usurpers, are trying to do in Ambazonia. No, when you get to Ambazonia, you must behave as the Ambazonians want. La Republique Cameroon citizens, they know that when an Ambazonian has taken a decision, until that decision is met and come to an end, it will not stop. Ghost towns on Mondays is sacred, and it's not going to stand, and it's not going to stop. Want to let La Republique know, and the Ambazonians who are cooperating with La Republique de Cameroon, get ready, because the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will not agree with anybody. If you say you are an Ambazonian, you must go by the rule of the law of the Ambazonians. And the rule of the law of Ambazonia is that every Monday, you should sit back home. Now, if you try to despise it, very soon, you have the story to tell. So you at home front, that those usurpers and those satanic and demonic administrators of La Republique of Cameroon are pushing you to go and die. They are sitting in their armored cars. But you are the one who is vulnerable. Very soon, the Ambazonian Restoration Forces will make sure that they restore the ghost town that was decreed and sanctioned by the people of Ambazonia to make La Republique know that we have the rule in our land. When our brother said that we shall know on Monday who owns Ambazonia, he meant it. And that Monday has been made to know by the La Republique of Cameroon that is owned by Ambazonia. So they will not distort it. So we are hearing the echoes, and it will not work. Very soon, you will see and hear our action. Well, people of Ambazonia, it is at this point that we will end for today. And remember, we will continue to repeat our history. God bless the people of Amazonia as you go in to face your activities and your duties. Make sure that this Monday you should not despise it. Like we have said, I shall be back and we shall talk more on this. God bless the people of Amazonia. Thank you and have a wonderful week.
Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy. You know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life. Lord, I see your love upon me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the view. I dey hear your voice in my heart. Lord,
Alert, alert, alert. This is Dr. Martin Mungwa, Secretary of State for Communication and IT for the interim government. Today is Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Dear Ambazonians, dear ARF, I come to you today for talk about this audio where Chris Anu sent out recently purporting a major breakthrough for the independence of Ambazonia.